Hey guys, welcome to Daniel Gian Talk, and finally my review for Asuran is here, the brand new 2019 Tamil film directed by Vetri Maran and starring the wonderful Dhanush. I actually wasn't expecting this to be his next movie because it was announced that Vadashanai 2 was going to be coming out, but apparently Dhanush wanted to do this movie in between Vadashanai 1 and Vadashanai 2. I really enjoyed this movie. Dhanush is amazing in the film. If you just compare his performance here with his performance last year with Vadashanai, it's almost night and day. This film, he's so reserved. So much emotion is conveyed through his facial expressions, and I really enjoyed that, because what that allows you to do is to really just put yourself into the situations, and as a result come up with what the character's actually feeling in your own head. Obviously there's moments of clear anger and emotional outbursts like crying and screaming, and those are very obvious, but a lot of the time with Dhanush specifically, it's very much in his face and he's not saying anything, or he's not overreacting. I'm angry, I'm sad, like it's just in his face, and it adds this sense of mystery and intrigue. Almost too much mystery and intrigue though, because by the time you get to the big fight scene before the intermission, I don't really believe that he's this badass person, and so when you see him act like a badass, I'm like, whoa, that was out of left field. He just kicked everybody's ass. But then the film goes into a flashback after the intermission, and I was a little bit conflicted with this flashback, to be honest with you, because on one hand, I enjoyed it, but on the other, I was really enjoying the story from the first half of the movie. I almost wish that this second half was somehow intercut with the first half, and you continuously go through these flashbacks throughout the narrative. But with that being said, by the time the movie was over, I really understood what was going on, why they focused so much time on this flashback, because it kind of explains why he's this badass. It explains how he got to where he was. It kind of explains the beginnings of this familial conflict. And as a result, once we get to the very end, the actual true climax of the movie, once you combine the two halves together, it really does reinforce the ending, which is very daring in and of itself, to be honest with you, because Dhanush and his son, they get injured, they get hurt, they get stabbed, and you actually fear for their lives. I was very concerned that they might not make it out alive, which I like very much, because that's usually missing in your Southern hero films. It's just a fact. For whatever reason, they never can get wounded, they never can get hurt, they never really are in danger. So to see it here was very refreshing. And I actually just like the very ending in and of itself. I mean, time and time again, Dhanush's character proves how much of a good father he is. I mean, literally laying himself down in front of all of the villagers to protect his son from jail. He's willing to sell his land to protect his family, a land that he fought for to defend, but he's willing to give it all up for them. At the very end, he's willing to take responsibility for his son's murder so he himself can go to jail on his behalf. It's one of those things that makes you just feel good, because Dhanush's character is a good person, and I personally enjoyed that. He's so good that when his sons started beating the fuck out of the rival family, I was cheering for it. I was excited when they were getting sliced up with machetes and shit, which is a testament to the direction. It's a testament to the writing. It's a testament to the performances, the family dynamics, the dynamics of the area, the region, the councils being involved, and just culture of the region. Just seeing it in the movie was very just fun for me. It was a good experience. Just seeing different sides of India, you know, with sand and palm trees and stuff. That's also great. I really did enjoy the movie. It's a weird transition from the first part to the second one, as I mentioned, because it was so freaking intense in that first part. Just so many developments going on. At first, you really don't know what's going on. Just like in Vadashanai, you don't really know what's going on in the beginning of that movie either. And then thankfully, I did see that movie before this one, so I knew, okay, I'm in good hands. he'll fucking explain what's going on by the end of it. And he did explain what was going on by the end of it. And I enjoyed the performances of the female. I just enjoyed everything. I enjoyed the cinematography. There were definitely some things that I did not like, though, and I do have to point them out. It would not be fair if I did not, because these are things that I consider to be careless mistakes that just did not need to be there. Specifically with the color correction, there were definitely shots that were just not color corrected. They weren't matched. I mean, the movie as a whole has a very cool coloring to it. Hence why I'm actually using this background, because I just felt like it fit the whole feeling and mood of it, where everything is very cool. Cool as in blue. That's what the term would be. And then there would be a few shots here and there where it would go warm, but it wasn't justified by anything, because they would cut right back to another shot and it would be back to cool. And those things pull me out as a filmmaker. Most of you maybe won't recognize it. Some of you might have seen something weird but can't explain why. That's why you felt weird. There was definitely some audio issues. Despite the fact that this was mixed in Dolby Atmos, there was definitely still some audio mixing issues. My theater did have Atmos, so I was able to see it in Atmos, which is actually kind of cool. I think this was the first Indian movie that I saw that had Atmos. Maybe Saho, but I don't know. Either way, there were just some hiccups there with some of the transitional fades. You just have hard stops in music, and sometimes the audio would peak. But overall, it was a pretty decent production. I'm going to assume that it was rushed, because in the credits there was like 12 assistant cinematographers, which I don't even know what the hell that is. I really dug the story. I really dug the action, to be honest with you. It was pretty darn good. I actually wish it was a little bit more violent, but you did have some Kill Bill moments with people losing their arms, and at no point during the 2.5 hours was I really bored? Was I disinterested? I mean, I felt sad in certain moments, especially when the damn dog died. Poor fucking dog with the electrical fence. I mean, those fucking assholes over there, this stupid fucking, that other family. I mean, when they fucking got the brother in that metal noose, I was like, motherfuckers, I hope the noose murders all of you. And he kind of does at the end, but I wish it was brutal, more brutal. Maybe I'm just fucked up, or maybe I was actually just expecting Vada Shania style violence, because in that movie, it gets pretty violent. People losing their eyes and shit, I think, or some, I don't know. Either way, that one was a violent movie. So I think the movie is worth the praise, and I do understand why you guys out there are excited. Now that I've reviewed the movie and given you my brief opinion about it, I'd love to hear what you guys had to say about the film. And if you agreed with what I have to say, share this with your friends. Let's expand this discussion. Let's bring as many new people as we can to watch this video and just be in the comments and just talk. I'm here for you guys, and yeah, without you guys, I wouldn't even know movies like this exist, to be honest. Just to be genuinely honest. So, thanks guys for watching this video. We'll see you on the next one, and deuces.